Our story begins at a boxing gym in Korea. The owner of the gym is named Cho, and he's busy cleaning the place. Cho also has 2 adopted children he loves dearly, Giri and Shin-woo. Giri is a very hard worker, while Shin-woo is lazy. However, Shin-woo is very talented in martial arts, proving this by winning the District Boxing Olympics. Due to his victory, Shin-woo receives a government scholarship, allowing him and Giri to attend a prestigious school in the city. On the first day of school, Shin-woo oversleeps, so he has to rush to get ready and rush. Unfortunately, when he arrives, it's already late. The hall monitor punishes him without hesitation. Shin-woo does push-ups with the other latecomers. After completing his punishment, Shin-woo goes to his new classroom for his first class. However, upon his arrival, all the students' attention is drawn to him, as he's late on his first day as a new student. Feeling a little awkward, Shin-woo approaches Giri, who is introducing herself to the other students. After a while, Shin-woo and Giri take their seats in class. Throughout class, Shin-woo pays no attention to the teacher and continues to sleep. Fortunately, he's sitting at the back of the class, so no one notices his sleep. Meanwhile, Shin-woo's lazy behavior attracts the attention of Jin Wong, a student sitting next to him, who seems eager to befriend him. Shin-woo and Jin Wong soon become good friends. They even buy the same snacks and drinks together in the canteen. After school, Shin-woo practices boxing to become stronger and better equipped to defend himself. While he's concentrating on his training, his father, Cho, arrives and scolds him. In fact, they've discovered that Shin-woo was late for school. Instead of apologizing, Shin-woo responds with a slur, which angers Choi even more. Meanwhile, Giri is eating spicy noodles while watching a drama. Shin-woo brings chopsticks from the kitchen and snatches her noodles. Giri, upset by Shin-woo's mischievous behavior, insists that he buy new noodles instead, along with ice cream. So, Shin-woo heads to a convenience store and uses his savings to buy food for Giri. As he leaves the store, he sees some rowdy students harassing a straight-laced boy. The rowdy boy bumps into Shin-woo, causing Shin-woo to spill his noodles and ice cream. Shin-woo doesn't like this, so he asks the bullies to return the money for the food he dropped. Instead of apologizing, the bullies laugh at Shin-woo for daring to ask for money. One of the bullies, Eun-jong, even mocks Shin-woo's ungainly appearance. Enraged by this insult, Shin-woo delivers a powerful punch, knocking Eun-jong unconscious instantly. Surprisingly, some girls in Shin-woo's class record the entire altercation. The straight-laced boy is impressed by Shin-woo's bravery, as this was the first time anyone had dared to stand up to Eun-jong. Eun-jong always bullied weaker students. The straight-laced boy offers Shin-woo money to save him. But just as Shin-woo is about to take the money, he notices that all the girls are recording it. He doesn't want it to seem like he's doing all this for money, so he refuses to take it, even though he desperately needs it. When Shin-woo gets home, he gives Giri his noodles and ice cream, but they're all spoiled. Seeing her ruined food, Giri gets angry again and goes to her room. The next morning, Shin-woo wakes up late again and is made to do push-ups as punishment by the hall monitor. Then, as he walks down the school corridor, he notices other students staring at him, which surprises him. Feeling suspicious, Shin-woo goes to his classroom and sees his classmates looking at him with great respect. Surprised, Shin-woo asks Jin Wong why everyone is staring at him. Jin Wong explains by showing him a video from yesterday in which Shin-woo defeats Eun-ong. Because of this video, students are now impressed by Shin-woo's bravery for standing up to Eun-jong and his gang. Some students have begun to see Shin-woo as a hero. Meanwhile, Lee, the leader of Eun-jong's gang, is enraged by the video, angered by Shin-woo's assault on his gang member. Lee becomes even more enraged when he learns that the video has gone viral and tarnished his gang's reputation. More students are now turning against Lee's gang, seeing Shin-woo as a hero. Despite his anger, Lee decides to recruit Shin-woo into his gang to strengthen his group. Lee believes Shin-woo can become his enforcer. Lee's parents own the school where Shin-woo attends. Therefore, Lee feels he can do whatever he wants and harass weaker students without any consequences. After school, he goes to train at Shan Woo-choi's boxing gym as usual. In the middle of his training, a man named Hunin suddenly appears and introduces himself, saying he wants to join the gym. Juni promises to come to martial arts training every day. The next day, Shin-woo wakes up late again and rushes to school. He falls asleep in class and ignores lectures, until members of Lee's gang come to harass him to get revenge. Giri notices this and intervenes, telling Lee's gang to leave Shin-woo alone. One member of Lee's gang, upset by Giri's interference, tries to intimidate him. However, Shin-woo quickly stops him and challenges the group to a fight in the school corridors. Hearing this, the students gather to watch them, as their hero is about to fight the bullies. As expected, Shin-woo easily defeats the members of Lee's gang. Unbeknownst to Shin-woo, this fight catches the attention of Student Council President Jeong, who becomes interested in talking to him. After the fight, Jeong calls Shin-woo to meet her in the Student Council room. During their conversation, Jeong praises Shin-woo's bravery for taking a stand against Lee Kegong. Impressed, she says that it's rare to see someone dare to defeat the school bullies. There, Jeong reveals that she was waiting for a hero like Shin-woo because no teacher dares to challenge Lee, the school owner's son. Hearing her praise, Shin-woo feels embarrassed and immediately develops a crush on Jeong. To maintain his hero image, he tells Jeong that he took a stand against Lee Kegong to end bullying in the school. After leaving the student council room, Lee approaches Shin-woo, who has been waiting for him. But Lee isn't out for revenge. Instead, he invites Shin-woo to join his gang. He even tries to entice Shin-woo with money if he accepts. However, Shin-woo refuses, not wanting to join a gang of bullies just for money. After school, Shin-woo goes to a store to buy Giri his dream helmet. Giri is overjoyed and excited when he gives him the helmet. She also becomes excited to buy groceries to make a special meal for Shin-woo as a thank you. Meanwhile, Shin-woo goes to the supermarket to buy a drink. Unfortunately, when he reaches the cashier, he realizes he doesn't have enough money. Just then, Jeong arrives and pays for his drink. In return, she tells Shin-woo that he needs to go on a date with her so they can get to know each other better, as Shin-woo had a crush on Seong. He happily accepts her offer. That night, Giri is busy preparing a delicious meal for Shin-woo. But he never comes home, leaving Giri deeply disappointed and angry. The next day at school, Lee learns from his gang members that their reputation has been tarnished since Shin-woo arrived. Lee angrily throws his phone down hard, breaking it. Meanwhile, Shin-woo feels jealous when he sees Seong talking to Juni. Curious about their closeness, Shin-woo musters the courage to ask Juni about her relationship with Jeong while they are training at the gym. Juni reveals that Seong is his younger sister. Shin-woo is relieved to hear this, as he now feels he has a chance to become Jeong's boyfriend. A short while later, Choi approaches Shin-woo and Jun-hee. Choi praises Jun-hee's martial arts, saying he's even better than Shin-woo. This upsets Shin-woo, as his father is praising someone else. To earn Choi's praise, Shin-woo decides to train harder. The next day at school, the Licca gang is again trying to extort money from weaker students by bullying them. Fortunately, the student council members intervene and stop them. Jeong, upset by their actions, warns Lee to stop his bullying. She tells him that if he doesn't, she will report him to Shin-woo. Hearing Jeong's threat, Lee becomes enraged and wants to go after him, but restrains himself. Instead, he says that sooner or later, Shin-woo will join his gang. Meanwhile, Shin-woo, who is sleeping in class, is approached by a tall, lanky senior from 3rd grade. This student challenges Shin-woo to a fight, which enrages Shin-woo so much that he knocks him unconscious. This fight once again astonishes the other students as they witness Shin-woo's strength in defeating a senior. However, the teachers do not approve of Shin-woo's actions. He is reprimanded by a teacher, who also summons Shin-woo's father, Choi, to the school. In a meeting with Choi, the teacher tells him to keep a close eye on Shin-woo's behavior because he is constantly getting into fights. Feeling ashamed, Choi apologizes and promises to be more strict with his son to reform him. That night, Shin-woo meets with Seong and tells him that he can no longer protect the students from Lee's gang of bullies. He explains that he is tired of constantly being scolded by the teacher, who is too afraid to punish Lee. A few days later, an unexpected event occurs. Shin-woo approaches Lee and says he wants to join his gang. Lee is overjoyed that the student who always got in his way is now his. He wants to be part of the group. The rest of the gang is happy to welcome Shin Woo, except for Yojong, who still harbors a grudge against him. Despite his feelings, Yojong feigns happiness, respecting Lee's decision. At that point, Shibu's decision to join the gang of bullies surprises everyone. The other students are disappointed, having considered him a hero. Now, they dislike him and try to stay away from him. During break time, Lee's gang enlists Shin Woo to help them extort money from vulnerable students. While the gang is busy extorting money, Shin Woo secretly records their actions. After school, without Lee's knowledge, Yojong gathers all his gang members to take revenge on Shin Woo. They plan to attack him, thinking he might be training at a boxing gym. But when they arrive, they don't find Shinbu, but instead find Juni practicing. Unaware of Juni's whereabouts, Yoonjong and his gang attack him. Outnumbered, Juni is unable to fend them off and is beaten. Giri arrives in the middle of the fight and is shocked to see her father's gym destroyed. She quickly takes out her phone to call the police, but before she can make the call, Yoonjong stabs her from behind, knocking her unconscious. The members of Yoonjong's gang panic and scold Giri for knocking them unconscious. They also quickly flee the gym to avoid being caught. Juni then calls Shin Woo to immediately freeze. When Shin Woo arrives, he is furious with Yoonjong's actions, which had knocked Giri unconscious. Without thinking, he heads straight to Lee's hideout to take revenge on Yoonjong. When Shibu arrives at the base, he wastes no time and fiercely engages Lee's gang, defeating them one by one. He soon defeats Yazong as well. Then, Lee confronts Shinbu, enraged that his gang members have been beaten. At first, Lee easily dodges Shinbu's attacks, as most people don't know that Lee is an MMA fighter who has won numerous championships, including an Olympic title. In this fierce battle, Shibu struggles and nearly loses. But his anger grows, and he finds the strength to continue. He lands a powerful punch on Lee, breaking one of Lee's teeth. This final blow wins the fight for Shinbu. Soon, Jung arrives and hands Shibu a phone containing recordings of various crimes committed by Lee's gang. He asks Jung to report the gang's actions to the school so that the bullying can finally end. After a few days, thanks to Shinbu's efforts, his school becomes a peaceful place for all students. The hooliganism and threats from Lee's gang finally stop. The students feel proud of Shinbu's bravery and call him a hero. In the final scene, Shinbu enjoys a peaceful school day with his friends. This concludes the story. So, please let me know how you liked it in the comments. I'll meet you again with another new story. Until then, goodbye.